They have buffalo wing hot dogs?
I actually don't know. Do they?
It just says buffalo wings. I assumed everything on here has to do with hot dogs, but these look like actual buffalo wings.
Yeah. No, Tony, they do not have buffalo wing hot dogs.
They have fresh Angus beef burger hot dogs.
Yep. No, you got it, Tony. Your intuition is correct.
Chicken sandwich hot dogs. That's special.
Yep.
How do they have kids menu hot dogs and add-on hot dogs?
Hey, would you look at that?
Hey, guess what? Hey, hello. It's episode 42.
The
the
perfect number episode.
It is actually.
If you interrupt me one more time, I'm going to be
One more
perfect.
time from what?
Yeah, from 0 to
You left yourself open to that,
Yeah,
you have to admit.
I was asking for that. I'll accept that. I was totally asking for that.
slightly.
I was like, it's episode 42 of the Control Solid Delete podcast. This is your host, Peter Park, along with my other hostesses. Wait, hosts.
Co-hosts,
Co-hosts.
perhaps. I don't
Cupcakes.
know.
Hostesses is like a female thing, right?
Typically, yes.
Okay, sorry. So my fellow
also a cupcake
my
joke.
fellow hostesses, Matthew and Tony.
Hello.
And
Hello.
it's going to be a
My name
wonderful
is-
day of podcasting.
Name is Cupcake. I'll be your hostess for the evening.
What is that from?
It's not
Someone
from
said
anything.
that at the Jungle Cruise at Disneyland.
Because they make cupcakes.
What's the
Hostess
Jungle Cruise?
Disneyland Jungle Cruise?
You've been on that.
You've been on
Is
it?
that the boat thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it's basically
It's
5
basic-
minutes of stand-up.
Well, it's basically they
Or like 6.
put you on a boat. There's some animatronic animals, and a person tells jokes.
I don't like Disneyland. I don't like Disneyland. I'm realizing I just don't like Disneyland. I feel
Get out.
very
No, that's fine.
I feel very alone in this regard. I don't know anyone
No,
that
a lot of people.
I don't-
I don't say a lot of people, but there are many people that don't like.
I understand the appeal on paper.
Are you indifferent, or do you genuinely dislike?
I like Disney.
Okay.
I don't like Disneyland.
Okay.
I think maybe I just had to be in a certain point of my life where Disneyland will make sense to me, but I have never been at that point because I
Not
personally,
even when we were like 16 or something.
well, at 16, like I had fun going there, but I also would have had fun going to like
Anything.
anywhere,
Yeah,
you know, like we
true.
could have been jacking off in the basement, like.
Okay, I wouldn't have done that.
Like,
no.
okay, I gotta tell you though, like after reading a lot of shit on the internet, apparently a lot of people in their adolescence masturbated in a group setting to porn.
I guess isn't that like an old school thing too?
I don't know, but I can't relate. Like I just
neither.
that just seems like I would never fucking do that
Yeah,
ever.
No, I definitely would
Maybe
never do
okay,
that.
maybe for money, maybe for like a certain
Like $20, $20.
yeah, $20 is $20. But do you know how many chicken nuggets $20 can get you? I
A
could
lot.
both masturbate and then eat chicken nuggets right after. Okay, so
Seems
okay.
worth it.
Well, before I like devalue my entire human self, yeah. So Disneyland, I feel like I've talked about this on the podcast before, but
you have
about
I think?
Disneyland.
Many
Okay.
times.
Many? No, it's been like once or
No,
twice.
I want to
I think
say
there's
that
a
I've talked
few.
to you guys about Disneyland before, but I've never talked about.
How the rides are horrifying. and all
Well,
that.
okay,
You've said
that
it a
yeah,
few
I've had,
times.
but it's just I've never. Okay, in my dating experience, none of my girlfriends have ever liked Disneyland.
Huh.
Or
Okay.
like they didn't care for it at the very least, you know, like it wasn't a thing. Like the same way I see a lot of other couples seem to like base a part of their relationship around Disneyland. Do you know what I mean? I would say
I
that
can't imagine which couple that
not
would
just
be.
not just Tony. Like people in college too. Like they would.
No, I know,
They would
but-
have like an anniversary event at Disneyland and things like that, and just like
That's a
we do
special place.
birthdays.
birthdays. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
We've only done
Also,
it 3
I'm
times.
poor, so that
That is an aspect.
Disneyland is not cheap.
No.
Nope, and we've mentioned that many times.
Yeah.
I mean, it remains constant.
Yeah,
So they
so-
raised the prices again.
Like again. How
So-
much? How much do they iterate the prices by each time?
It varies.
Few bucks.
$10 sometimes.
Fuck.
I mean, like, so James and I were gonna go. I was coining it Brother Day. I asked him where he wanted to go. I offered Universal or Disneyland. He wanted to rather go to Disneyland. So I was gonna get a park hopper for him. It was $170 for a Saturday.
You see, for me, someone who doesn't regularly go to Disneyland, I'm the type of guy that remembers when I last bought my Disneyland ticket, it was like $100. So like when people say now it's 170, like in my brain that's
for
like
a park hop.
That's-
for a park. No,
two
but still,
parks,
yeah,
yeah.
for
For 2 parks.
that's just an insane amount of money. You know what I mean?
No, even
But-
when I first went, I was 12 when I first went, but it was $54 for one ticket.
It just seems like a lot. And then like every time I go to Disneyland, I'm very conscious about the price of things in general. And I know you kind of have to accept that when you go to a theme park like that,
Oh, yeah.
everything is going to be like double the price,
Even
double, sometimes
triple.
triple. Like
Oh,
Even
triple.
Universal.
I would say drinks.
Every
I would
park.
say drinks specifically get like the
Yes.
double to triple tax.
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
bottle of water would be $5 or $6.
This is why you just have to get the souvenir cup and get free.
Or you just
refill
bring
of
your own
everything.
stuff.
And okay,
Yeah, bring your
I
own.
know like this is a fucking meme ass saying, but that's where they get you.
Oh, it is.
That's where they get you. And you know when I bought that fucking rechargeable battery bullshit because my
Oh, yeah.
phone was dead? That was
power
like
brick.
$30 fucking dollars, right? And how long did each of those batteries last? Do you remember?
It was like 40
Less
minutes.
than half an hour.
Oh, okay. It was less. Okay.
Less than half an hour. And like I thought maybe the first one was defective. No. I literally burned through 4 of those in less than 5 hours. And like the only reason why like it was 4 within 5 hours and not more was because I wasn't constantly going back to replace the fucking I was just
Right.
like, fuck this shit. And you know what? It would only charge it up like 15% each time.
Yeah.
Fuck Disneyland.
It's kind of cool that they're there, but
Sorry,
I mean,
okay,
I would
fuck,
bring.
not fuck Disneyland.
Tell us how you really feel about
God. I feel like I should just go to like Disneyland Paris or something like that and like just like maybe fuck Disney California
it. I mean, I'm going to Disney World. They have
in Florida.
Five parks?
5 parks plus 2 water parks
God, that's
Yep.
crazy.
and 2 golf parks.
You know, I actually kind of want to
Yeah.
go to a water park sometime.
Like Hurricane Harbor.
Yeah, like
Raging
Hurricane
Waters.
Harbor or something like that. I kind of miss those.
I mean, they're
It's
super
there.
dirty.
Is it bad?
Yeah. I went to one like a couple years ago.
Uh-huh.
It was Hurricane Harbor.
Uh-huh.
And like it's just not the same as when you're young. Like when you're young, the slides feel giant. Everything you don't care about cleanliness.
Yeah, but
you don't
now,
care about
now you can drink.
Yeah, but I
I don't know.
drink.
I don't know that you'd
Oh,
want
fuck,
to
you
drink
guys don't
and
drink.
go on swirly water rides.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
I feel like I've done dumber shit in college, but all right.
It just doesn't feel like fun.
I feel like I'm just trying to recapture my youth somehow in a way that doesn't cost an arm and a leg.
That's
Like,
how
maybe-
I am with video games right now. Speaking of, that's what we do.
Yeah, seriously.
Huh, what?
For those that are now joining us,
Fuck it. This is a video game
We are a
podcast
video
after
game
all.
podcast.
Yeah. I mean, all right. Well,
This is just to make up for the lack of stuff to talk about.
yeah,
right?
I guess.
Yeah.
There's not a lot going on this week overall, I would say. Just to talk about my own week.
Do it.
Nothing too crazy. I just started tutoring on the side. I had my
Nice.
first tutoring student. It was basically just helping her get some. Like her English is not her native language, so I was helping her with some admission essays and stuff for her graduate school program. And damn, like doing anything with like in an academic setting just feels so weird to me because I've been out of school for so long. You know what I mean? So
I don't know what you mean because I've been in school since
Forever.
preschool
But
and
I
have
would
not
s-
stopped yet.
But I would say that the schooling that you're doing now is more specialized,
It
right?
is, yeah.
So like, you're not dealing with like multiple like varying subjects that
True.
won't have like, you're not taking like a psych course or some shit like that, you know what I mean? So Yeah, that was interesting. Trying to pretend like I knew what the hell I was talking about, but I mean, she said that was being really helpful, so I hope it was helpful. But that was pretty interesting. Obviously, we had a day where we hung out together. We watched Infinity War, and as we all agree, Infinity War is the best Marvel film. No one said anything otherwise, right, Matt? No, but it was a pretty good film.
It's a good film.
It's a good film.
I did really like it. It's still not number one though.
No, that's fine. I think everyone's gonna have a different opinion on like how they perceive Marvel films. Okay, so in terms of top Marvel films, like I wouldn't rate Iron Man 1 up there, but like in terms of rating how it made me feel the first time I watched it, I think Iron Man 1 would be like number 1. Do you know what I mean? Like the first
It
time,
definitely
No.
evoked feelings the first time I saw it.
yeah, the first time Tony Stark fucking lands on the ground in his suit in like that Middle Eastern country and he fucks up those dudes. Like, you know how it just goes quiet all of a sudden, and then he just like punches that dude into a fucking wall and laser beams the other dude, and then we're like, oh shit, this is badass. And then you thought it was over, and they're like, they took hostages and shit, and they shot those fucking micro missiles
Yeah,
at them
that
and
was
killed
so
them all.
cool.
I was just like, what the fuck? This is crazy.
And then a tank shot him out of the sky.
Yeah, and then he just has that like look. Okay, even though Iron Man's mask doesn't have expressions on it, when he rose out of the rubble after getting shot out of the sky,
Yeah,
you
it
can
had,
totally.
it had like a implied look
Yes,
to
this
it.
look of like
Implied
this
sass.
fucking guy. You know what I mean? Like it totally had that look, and then he shot that like fucking puny ass missile which blew up. Oh, it was such good moments in that movie. Such good moments.
Yeah, I think the wit in that one is one of the highest caliber.
I would
Ooh,
say
I don't know.
no, I wouldn't say wit, but I would say like it really made Robert Downey Jr. into Tony Stark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yes.
So yeah, great film. Okay, the thing is,
It was also his resurrection as an actor. Anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
that too. My main knock against that film, I guess, would just be the villain. He's a little cookie cutter, but like he's cookie cutter.
well, Marvel's kind of suffered for that since then as well. So.
I would say that this recent Phase 3 has been the best example of like good villains that aren't as typical.
Yeah.
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 So, but
Although they do still kind of fit the trend of let's take the hero,
and turn him evil.
make them evil,
Yeah.
but stronger.
Yeah. Until the critical moment in which they show some sort of flaw, and then
yes,
yeah,
of course.
you
Yeah.
know.
But that, I mean,
I
that's a story, a movie
I
story.
guess no
plot
spoilers,
story.
but I guess kind of Thor Ragnarok didn't show the weakness of the villain. Kind of.
Yeah, I guess they didn't. Well,
really,
no,
but-
sort of.
I mean,
Yeah,
eh.
sort of.
But yeah,
I didn't see it still.
just in general, I think Marvel has had that thing of like, all right, take the good guy, turn him evil. That's our villain.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that all the Marvel films are good, but they're definitely all at least entertaining. I want to say.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I would argue that
Didn't make me want to turn it off or anything.
no. I would argue that DC, unfortunately, has made me want to leave the theater.
I still need to watch Justice League.
I
Good
don't
luck,
know if
first
need
off.
is the correct word.
I'm just waiting for a streaming service to pick it up so I can
Yeah.
watch it.
I think
That I would. Yeah.
I think as soon as I saw Suicide Squad in theaters, I swore to
You
never.
saw Suicide Squad in theaters?
I did.
Oh man, because as soon as I
It
saw
had promise.
as soon as I saw the reviews, I was like, "Oh, this looks like a train fucking wreck, dude."
It was
It
not
was one of
good.
those things that like I needed to see it myself to like confirm because like there was so much hype. They had a interesting roster of characters. Like how could they fuck it up?
I liked Hancock
They-
better than that.
They fucked it up.
Well, apparently it was like incredibly profitable though. They made a shit ton of money off of it. So
Well, same with all of the films so far. I think.
I thought his Joker
Uh,
performance was
but
bad.
I think Suicide Squad specifically like outperformed its
Well,
expectations.
I think it's just because of the context of that film.
Mhm.
Like I don't think people were expecting it to be shitty, obviously, but I think people were like they saw Harley Quinn, who was at the time like a very popular character, and then a bunch of weird characters that no one really knows about. And they're like, let's make a movie about it. And people are like, yes, finally, obscure character movies. They went to see it and was like, oh, fuck.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, I think a lot of people with I want to say less discerning cinematic tastes. They basically a
Sure.
lot of people just really resonate with the fact that, oh yeah, these are bad boys. You know, like no, I've seen like a lot of like tattoos and such of Suicide Squad stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting, but
It is.
I really felt like it was so bad that there was no redeeming qualities for it. You know, there's some films that are so bad that's like kind of good.
That's almost entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
There are a
like
few of
this
those.
one, it was just like, oh, this just kind of hurts to watch.
Yeah. Like, Okay.
Again,
How long has that movie been
Hancock
out
was better.
for a while? It's been out for
I
like
want to
years
say at
now,
least
right?
two or 3 years.
Okay. So the movie sucks, so I don't care too much about spoilers, right? But the big twist of that movie was that they were going to save that woman in the tower.
Was that even a twist?
Yes, because
I
I thought
guess.
their mission was to go beat up the bad guy, and their mission was never to go beat up the bad guy. It was to go save this woman in the tower. They made this team to fight people like Superman, which first off, no, they would not be able to fight Superman. And then their mission was to go save the woman that made the team in the first place. It's like, who the fuck made this movie? It's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I feel like the films that have like smaller stakes, but
Okay, there was one entertaining moment in that movie.
what was that?
So everyone's getting together. They're getting together to go fight the big bad guy at the end, right? And there's a scene with Killer Croc where him and like a few soldiers are like entering a sewer.
Oh
And
yeah.
oh my god, the way they made Killer Croc go into that sewer is the most entertaining part of that movie. He literally like gets down on all fours and starts like
yeah,
alligator
that's right.
crawling into the water. And I'm just like, oh my god, this is the best part of the movie. And it's like, honestly, if there's anything to see in that movie, it's that like 3 seconds where he's like, I grew up in the sewers, and he just alligator walks himself into the water. It's hilarious.
That kind of reminds me of how like the only moments you should watch of the new Death Note remake on Netflix is the
Oh,
part
yeah.
where he first sees Ryuk and like screams like a little bitch and like
Yep.
tries to escape, and he's literally
God, I
just
still need to see that actually.
it's just him
That's the
screaming.
only scene you need to see.
He's just like ah, and then there's ah, and he just like hides. He runs to a table or like he runs to like one of those doors with like how there's like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
rectangular window. He's just like pressing his face against. He's like ah, get me out! And then he goes underneath the table. He's like ah, and then, yeah, it's just like
it's so bad.
and then there's there's like a YouTube video where they compared it to when Light actually meets Ryuk for the first time. Like Light is scared, but it's
Oh,
more
yeah.
of like a calm
Yeah.
scaredness. He's just like
He's not showing his fear.
yeah,
He's,
he was just like I was expecting you to come eventually or some shit like that.
he's
right?
like shitting his pants. Like,
But he's like sweating. But
It's because Light is
But
supposed to be like this
yeah.
hard, like
so
methodical
he's like a
person.
sociopath. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Light in the movie is literally just
He's a-
little bitch.
yeah, he
so
is.
and it's hilarious.
All right.
Because
He
it's
is
not
a-
even
he
it's
is a
not, it's
teenage
not even
white
like a
kid.
manly scream. It's just fucking screaming like at the top of his lungs in the like just the most pathetic way possible.
Right.
It's really bad.
Yeah. Well, while we get into the next section of this podcast, which is continuing to be
right.
about our weeks,
God.
I'm
Sorry.
gonna look up the alligator walk from Suicide Squad.
Okay, but other than that, I didn't really have much happen this week. What about you, Tony?
Us hanging out was the only thing of note. We played a board game called Ex Libris.
Yeah, Ex
Yes.
Libris is actually right there.
Yeah, that was fun. It's a cool game.
It was the one board game that. Oh, actually, no. I did win a board game once, right? It was the
Yeah, some vampire one. You won the vampire.
yeah,
one.
you know, you guys both won against me when I was a vampire in.
oh yeah. So even when I win, it's not because I won by myself. It's because it was a team
No,
effort.
but I think you won something else. That
You've won.
we
You've
can't
won
remember.
something else. I can't
or
remember
maybe
what.
a few
but
things.
It's funny how few times we win as actually like a memorable event. But I almost won in Ex Libris.
Found it.
Almost. It was like it's
It's
basically
like 2 points or
it's
something.
actually
3 points.
it's like a card game where you build a library and there's like a lot of points involved, and like I had 62 at the end, but Matt had 65. Fuck!
Yeah.
Like I was looking at Matt's side of the table and my side, I was like, oh wow, I think I actually have
It's pretty close.
I
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
decent chance at this. I think I might actually nope.
Well,
I'm surprised I was within 10 points or less when
Yeah.
I had like nothing.
I mean, the nice thing about that game is you can be behind, but still pull it out in the end because of the way the point system
Yeah.
works. So
Ugh.
it's good.
Yeah, it was really fun. I'd
Yeah,
play
that-
it again. But
That's
yeah,
pretty much it for my week.
yeah. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, it's kind of.
This is the fucking hangout.
I'm
It's a
just trying to.
it's a
think-
slow week, both in
It's-
our personal lives and video games.
Yeah, not a whole lot this week.
Yeah,
Really, I
yeah.
did find a clip of Killer Croc going into sewer. If you guys want to indulge yourselves.
All right, I think you're gonna.
Does it work for an audio format?
No, we're only gonna put in our laughter. Okay.
Okay, just like boost the.
All right, hold on. Let me.
Good lord.
Let's see what's going on here with the
Oh, I remember this.
Yes, it's happening.
God,
It's happening.
No, just watch the way he does it.
I really just blocked out so much of this movie.
God.
What?
Just wait. Look, he gets on all fours. Like, who the fuck thought that would be a good thing to do?
Dude, I totally forgot how much of like a black stereotype they made Killer
Oh,
Croc.
yeah.
man, it's-
Yep.
Yeah. Like
This movie was bad on a lot of
Yeah.
levels.
Oh, that scene is the only funny. That's the only thing I can laugh at in that film, other than the fact that the whole thing's terrible.
You could laugh at the whole movie, really.
Dude, they really made him say, I'm not asking, bruh.
Yeah, I'm
Holy-
not asking, bruh.
Oh my God.
I grew up on the ground.
That honestly might be one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life.
It's pretty up
I
there.
don't-
But that particular thing where he gets just like, I don't even know, he would have been much better if they had just made him walk slowly into the water, right?
Or like I was expecting more like CGI maybe to make his body seem like a little more like
Agile.
something, but they literally made a guy just hobble onto the fucking ground into the water. That was
Just like, I feel like that is a scene from an outtake
yeah.
or like a blooper
Like,
it
reel.
yes,
almost looked
that's
like
it.
it
We're
almost
putting
looked
it
like
in.
he tripped. I don't know. It was bad. It was bad.
It's really funny though.
Fuck.
This is perfect.
Not a good film. Not
No,
a good film.
reminds
At
me
all.
not at all.
Lewis Black.
All right. Well, in
I
terms
can
of
hear
gaming,
his voice for this movie.
God, I just want to move on because I'm getting like a resurgence of memories of that fucking movies.
Yeah.
Didn't that main bad girl say something like "Got no, where's your balls" or some shit?
I don't remember.
Ah, fuck. Okay, I don't want to remember. Anyway,
Yeah,
let's go
so-
back to what this podcast is all about.
Hey, it's about video games.
It's about video game news.
And it's
alright?
time for the news. isn't
All
it?
right,
There's
so
not
we
a whole lot
we
this
actually
week.
only got 2 topics this week, and I'll bring up the first one. So, Epic Games of Fortnite fame, as well as Unreal, and all that other shit. Shit, I'm such an asshole. Anyway,
And what's that game with the P that died?
Paragon.
Paragon.
They do other stuff, but
Epic-
anyway,
yeah, they're Epic Games.
they made an announcement recently that they're going to be supporting the first year of Fortnite with $100 million in prize support.
That is a big
$100 million
for a first year game tournament. Holy shit, that's insane.
I think
Well,
the other-
it's not. I don't think it's just on one tournament.
Yeah,
it's just
no,
a
but
few
I just mean
tournaments.
like
Mhm.
tournament scene.
Yes.
But the cool thing about this too is that it's the first like real battle royale
Tournament scene.
tournament scene. Yeah,
Haven't
esports,
there been
not tournament,
PUBG?
esports. They're trying to make this an esport. And
Yes.
PUBG hasn't really.
Yeah, PUBG hasn't really
They tried.
gone off the ground with that. I mean, as someone who took part in a PUBG
Yeah.
tournament, yeah.
See, that's a tournament though. It's not.
Here's
like
the thing. This might just be me. I personally don't think battle royales lend themselves very well to a professional gamer setting.
I
It
would
doesn't
agree.
make sense. You have 100 professional players at the same time, and who
I mean,
the last
I know.
standing.
I know, but
pro
like
player.
there's like a certain amount of variance that happens in each game where
Well-
I understand like part of playing this game well is doing the best with what you've got, right? But
yeah, I would.
Are they changing the format? Did I hear something about that? It's not exactly
They might
100.
have to in order to make it an esports thing. Because for me, what makes an esports is individual skill on top of like teamwork, right?
Yeah.
And the problem with battle royales and Fortnite and just those in general, there's a lot of variance in terms of luck.
yes, that's
Like-
what I meant.
You can drop in one spot, and one time there might be a gold weapon or whatever the hell. The next time there could be a pistol. You know, it's
Yeah,
like
exactly. So like
Yeah.
you could have a great player land next to a not as good player, and then the not as good player picks up a shotgun while the great player finds bandages. You know, it's like
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I'm not against the idea of there being an e-sport behind it, but I don't know how seriously I could take someone who like
the wins and losses.
the wins
in it.
and losses in it. Maybe like, after enough games, like you get an idea of like, okay, yeah, this guy performs above average across this many games. Obviously, he's better than, like most players or some shit. But like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
This might be a wait and see thing. 'cause
I just feel like I
it
don't
might
really
work.
I feel like I don't really care about like if I like someone who plays, I don't care that they're playing against professionals. I just enjoy watching them play. So like
Yeah. Yeah.
like the difference between watching them play in a tournament and just streaming like a regular game. Like I feel like the level of enjoyment wouldn't
Change.
drastically change. Yeah.
Yeah, like Ninja and Markiplier on the same team. Woohoo! Or something
Apparently,
like
Pokey and Designer were on the same team. Designer being a rapper, I believe.
Yeah,
So
that.
that's
Yeah,
I
they're
don't know.
bringing celebrities into it.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, they're getting into
I
it
gotta say that
themselves,
there's a
yeah.
lot of mainstream penetration with this game. Like
for sure.
like unlike any other game. Like I know that with Battlefield. Which Battlefield was it? Was it Battlefield 4? Was it Battlefield 4 where they brought all those fucking celebrities on into it like some kind of weird well, it wasn't a tournament, but they just played
Maybe.
I don't
like,
remember
it
if it
was-
was 4, but I remember what you're talking about.
I know they called it Weed 3 instead of E3 because Snoop Dogg and
Yeah.
Wiz Khalifa were in it, and
Yeah.
they got everyone fucking high off like secondhand smoke, quote unquote.
I
But
think it was Battlefield 4. I think you're right.
okay, so yeah,
It
I
was either
mean,
that or CS.
I know that's the game. I know that was like the event that got Terry Crews interested in building a PC, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think prize support's really cool, but I gotta also say that $100 million in prize support means that this game must be bankrolling like fucking. They
Oh,
must be
yeah.
making a shit ton of
Well,
money.
I think there was a
Well, what did I
statistic
hear?
done.
They made $50 million from the mobile game alone.
when it released.
in
and
a
it was
week,
like a
right?
week.
Yeah.
Yeah, insane numbers.
So it's just like
This
they're
game's
just
doing
they're raking
incredible.
in billion. I'm sure it's slowing down to a certain degree. I don't think.
Well, I think
I don't know.
once people start making purchases,
Yeah, cosmetics and battle passes.
that I think that's what's really keeping it up is battle passes and stuff like that. Like some cosmetics, sure, but battle passes I think is really what's going to keep them. making money.
I gotta say, I personally have kind of burnt out on the game a bit, but you know, it's cool. It's still it's cool that they're supporting their game, and I feel like this is kind of where PUBG
Fails.
failed a little bit, like
Oh, yeah.
a mixture of like a lack of optimization of their game,
That's
and
yeah.
like kind
To
of
say
like
the
a
least.
Don't they still have a reset button in their menus because it breaks?
probably I don't know. I haven't played that game in a long ass time, but like they just seem a little rudderless. They seemed rudderless at the time. I think they're actually making good progress now. Now that they have like a straight up fucking competitor that's like wiping the floor with them. But yeah, I mean that's cool. So I
Yeah.
definitely expect me to be in the top of the leaderboards for that.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm the best Fortnite player in this room, maybe
Probably in this
Most
room
likely.
for sure.
I've
In
only played like 4
in this
games.
chair, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
In this 1 foot space around
The
you.
most beautiful girl in the room.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we have one more story,
Yeah.
and I'll let you lead with it, Matt.
Sure. So unfortunately, this story is a sad story.
Quite
We
somber,
talked a
yeah.
couple weeks ago about John Bain, aka Total Biscuit or the Cynical Brit, and he was having more struggles with his health. And unfortunately, today it was announced by Jenna Bain, his wife, that he has passed away. So it's very tragic. This is a big person that was in the gaming community. A lot of people started doing things on YouTube because of this guy. A lot of people started doing reviews the way they did because of this guy. And like a lot of indies really liked him because he was super honest. They would always listen to his feedback. He was really just a big contributor to the gaming scene.
Yeah, he's had, I would say, like a humongous impact on the gaming community as a whole. I know, like, not everyone necessarily liked his style or agreed with
Sure.
him, but like, I would say that overall, that he was a man who had the interests of the consumer at heart. He really was a guy who just wanted to play good video games,
Yeah.
you know, and he was the guy who really brought to attention like that as consumers we really did want to have options and good ports, and like he cared about quality, and like he was like a really funny guy. And like I gotta say that while I haven't really watched his stuff as of late, I really did enjoy his WTF is series. That was like
Mhm.
one of the things I would watch first in case I was interested in a game. Like what I would do is if there was a game that came out, I would try and see if John released a video on that game yet. And like
Yeah.
sometimes he did, and I always watch those videos. And like, you know, a lot of people complained about how long-winded he was, but I like totally enjoyed
Yeah,
watching like him talk for like 2 to 2.5 hours
Yeah.
about like a game, because he cared so much. Like he
He did.
really fucking cared. He really fucking cared.
Yeah.
And by all accounts, he was just a magnificently humble and like positive human being, and like he was just like a joy to be around. And like I regret never being able to have told him that myself, but yeah, like this was a huge blow. Like this definitely affected me more than like a lot of other news of like celebrity passings and things like that. So like, yeah, man, he was a juggernaut in the industry, and like it's a fucking shame that he passed so young from something so terrible. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. To Jenna Bain and to those that care about Total Biscuit and everybody, like, I think we can all agree that we all have deep condolences and we wish the best for Jenna and his family.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a real shame to see someone as important as Total Biscuit and as nice and as, you know, just great as Total Biscuit leave us in such a sad way.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess what like the positive thing we could really say is that he's definitely leaving behind a huge legacy. You
Oh,
know,
yes.
like he has made fucking waves in the gaming community and the gaming industry in a way that like can't really be calculated. I would say, and yeah, like my deepest condolences,
Yeah.
man, and it hurts.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
to talk about the positives of Total Biscuit and his life, I would say that indie games in general have received a huge boon, not only because of developer support, or not developer, but manufacturer support like Nintendo, Sony, and them, but also because of people like him exposing the good games from indie scenes. Like, really, before watching his video, I didn't really get into the indie scene. But I started watching some of his stuff, and like some games that he played that I just love, you know, Ori and the Blind Forest, more recently Hollow Knight, like a lot of indie games that I played are because I watched his videos showing them off or his impressions of them off, and like it would show the qualities that people look for in games. And I think overall the indie scene has improved because of people like him.
Yeah, agreed,
and
100%.
And I also think
yeah.
that ports, because he did another segment on his channel called Port Report. He did it after a couple pretty bad ports had come out from, I think particularly
Square Enix,
I
maybe.
would say Squeenix.
Yeah, Squeenix in particular.
Squeenix.
He did a show called Port Report, and where he would, and I watched this many times because there were ports coming from console to PC, where he would show like, do they have sliders for certain things? Do they have graphics options for certain things? If they have graphics options, are they good? And like that kind of stuff for someone that plays on PC, super important.
Yeah.
So like
Oh yeah.
when he started putting out those videos, it was fantastic. So like, again, the positives that he has done and the positives he has left upon us are great.
Yeah,
So-
I think he really made it he made it so that like a lot of like developers and such had to take our desires seriously. You know,
Yes.
like you can't just give us a shitty port anymore and like you think we
Yeah.
like be okay with it.
Yeah.
Like he was like, yeah, as consumers you deserve better. And he also was the guy who really like he really what's the word for it? He was basically the guy who told me, who told everyone, don't fucking pre-order.
Yes.
And to this day, like, okay, I'm not gonna say I never pre-order, but I want to say I pre-order like 90% less.
You're very selective.
Yeah, super selective. Like, yeah,
Yeah, 'cause-
insanely selective. Because before I used to just fucking like, yeah, just take my money,
Yeah.
bitch.
This game is not good.
But yeah, like he really, yeah, he just had, at least on me, he's had an unimaginable impact. Like he made me think of games in a completely different spectrum. You know,
Oh yeah.
video games weren't just like a hobby. So
Yeah. And to his credit again,
I mean, look what we're doing now.
yeah. I mean, to his credit again, like I think he was the person who cared the most about other people's like ability to play, ability to own this game. Like very commonly, he would talk about the cost of a game. He would talk about the value of a game. Like, and he did comparisons like, you know, if a game is like super good, super interesting, but it's only a couple hours long, like sometimes that's worth it for people, but he would still bring that up and say, hey, you know, for $30, you might want to look elsewhere if you're looking for something that's deeper. And he would always have those kind of opinions where he would bring it in, make sure that the consumer knew what they were getting into,
Yeah.
which I always thought was very important and very good on him.
yeah, he had really good insights. Like he knew kind of like what people playing games were, what they wanted to see, like what they were interested in, like what they
Yes.
want out of a game.
For sure.
And that was like, I thought that was a really great perspective.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So again, if you want to look at his videos, they're still up on YouTube. It's Cynical Brit or Total Biscuit. spelled exactly as you would expect. And if you want to leave your condolences, you can leave. Jenna Bain made a tweet at Jenna Bain, spelled GennaBain, and Total Biscuit's Twitter tag was at Total Biscuit. And just leave a comment on those. There's been lots of very positive, very very warm comments left on those. So if you want to tell, if you want to leave your feelings, those are good places to do it.
Yeah. And just like one last note is seriously, fuck cancer.
Yeah.
Fuck cancer. Like, as someone who has had a family that like has been affected by cancer, like, I just gotta say, like, fuck cancer. It takes people way too soon. Like, no one deserves that. And like, it's a horrible thing. And I really do hope within my lifetime I see some kind of cure toward it. So,
yes,
it would be amazing.
for sure.
Yeah. So,
and it's also good to know that video game creators are doing things like the Mercy Skin, or like stuff where they're supporting cancers. So wherever
they're
we
not
can
supporting
cancer
Well,
research.
okay.
research.
you know what I mean.
I know, but just to be clear, we are a podcast that does not support
Blizzard
cancer.
supports cancer, guys.
10 out of 10 would support.
But yeah, yeah. So our condolences from the Control South Elite
Yes.
crew. So,
Definitely.
and that's pretty much it for news.
Yeah.
It
A
is.
slow week, but important stuff.
Yeah, important stuff. Did you guys want to take a break, or do you want to just plow right on through?
Yeah, let's just take one. We'll take a moment of silence too, I guess,
Sure.
in the podcast.
Yeah.
As well. Just
All right.
Yeah.
Taking a break.
take a break.
Have we begun?
And we're back.
We have.
Welcome to
Hello.
episode 43. Oh, wait,
42.
42.
The perfect number.
Yeah, remember? It divides into itself.
What? No. First off,
It's the answer to life and everything.
life, the universe, and everything.
By the way, do you remember? Do you think you could still do SAT level math?
Fuck yeah, I can.
Okay, because I fucking can't. Like, I tried taking like a practice test today. I was like, what? It's like a different language to me, man.
Well, they've changed the stuff or the way questions are asked, which is unfortunate.
Okay.
They're using Common Core now, which is
What the fuck is Common Core?
Math that didn't need to be in existence.
Well,
Really?
I can understand what they're trying to go for, right? So Common Core primarily is trying to break down equations to easier parts, right? So like,
But there's
let's
no
say
need
42
for this.
times 37, right? On paper, that's kind of hard to think of unless you did the whole long thing. But then if you break it down to 40 times 30 and then break that down further to 4 times 10 times 3 times 10 plus all that stuff, like it's trying to break it down because tens are easier to work with than like the rest of the numbers. And then once you break it down to smaller numbers, it's easier to do. Like it doesn't, like the way I explained it doesn't sound much easier. But essentially, you're breaking it down.
Longer.
You're trying to break it down to easy to work with numbers.
But
That's,
see,
that's the whole thing.
Here's my qualm with it. It takes twice as long to break it down like that.
That's not true.
From
For
where
someone learning it, probably.
Kill me.
I don't know.
Kill me.
No.
Multiplying things together and across and then adding them seems a
Okay,
lot
let's
faster.
stop. Okay, I'm full of regret right now. Let's stop talking about math. That is like literally my least favorite thing in the world. Okay, well, I know I'm the Asian at the table, and according to like the whole fucking model minority bullshit, I need to be smart and whatever. Fucking no, fuck math. Fuck math.
Hold on, I'll write down my example real quick.
No, don't you! I'm gonna burn that piece of paper. Anyway, here's some games I played this week.
Go ahead, let's go.
I've been playing.
Getting into games.
What a surprise! I've been playing Rainbow Six Siege.
You should stop now and install. It's a terrible game.
All right. Well, anyway, I actually watched the Pro League tournament that they had recently, and that was actually really entertaining to watch, especially as someone that wasn't really following. Like that's my first kind of exposure to like professional level Siege. And like,
it is entertaining. I watched the. I think I mentioned it in a podcast a while ago. I watched the exhibition Open or whatever, the R6 Open.
yeah, I randomly was rooting for Team Liquid because Team Liquid is like just the team I was rooting for in Dota 2, and it turns
they
out,
fucking
spoilers, Team Liquid win the whole fucking thing.
Oh, spoilers.
Apparently, there is a team called Penta, which is like Swedish or something like that. I forget, but they're apparently they're the team that just wins every single fucking tournament to the point where it kind of gets boring. But yeah,
Okay.
Team Liquid actually took the tournament, so that was pretty cool to see.
This is American Team Liquid.
Yes,
European
but
team.
it's American team. It's
So-
technically American Team Liquid, but it's Latin America.
Oh,
Yeah, I believe they're from Brazil.
interesting.
Yeah, so
So it's not like Dota where they were European.
yeah,
At least they're a little bit closer.
yeah. So like, it was really cool to watch. I just saw strats that I've never seen before. Like I thought were super cool and something I would never be able to personally pull off because it requires a level of team coordination that I think me and my friends will never be able to actually acquire. One of the players on Team Liquid also has one of the biggest foreheads I have ever seen in my life. That guy has more forehead
head.
than rest of body, I want to say. But yeah,
impressive.
he played like a fucking machine. He was like dismantling Penta, so that was like really cool to watch. And then they revealed additional details on Alibi and Maestro, the new operators. Dude, they both of their secondary primaries is a fully automatic shotgun with 31 rounds in the magazine.
Jesus.
Yikes. On top of that, they both have a secondary secondary pistol that is a shotgun pistol.
AKA a hand cannon.
Yeah, basically, but
I
it's
think we might have talked about it last week, actually.
No.
no, we
Did we not?
no, we
Well, we
talked
only
about
saw
it.
it on
No, we talked
Saturday,
about
so-
it in person.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's why.
We
Yeah.
only saw it Saturday, so
yeah. So
That's true.
This fucking guy. Anyway,
Things are bleeding together, man. I don't know.
well, yeah,
It's
they showed some additional details. Like, for example, Maestro will be getting an LMG, a light machine gun, which also will have an ACOG on it, which is like not very common
sounds
for a
silly.
defender. And also, in the description, it says that during hip fire actually has a very small spread, which means it's really accurate for hip fire. And I've seen some people play on the test server with him so far, and he just looks like a beast. Like just playing him, he's a beast. I haven't really seen a lot of people actually use his gadget a lot, but in
He
terms,
seems more like a gadget hero, though.
yeah, his gadget is very like it's a fucking camera that shoots laser beams. You know,
Yeah.
so like
it's a camera you cannot destroy
you would think people would
with bullets.
yeah.
Well, you can if it's open.
Yes, but like normally can't destroy. Other teammates can use it, and like you have to either blow it up or wait till it's shooting people to start shooting it.
Oh
It's
yeah,
pretty
and
legit.
Alibi, like a lot of other people are saying, you know, I mean, a lot of people were speculating. You know, she throws out little holograms, holographics or holograms, I guess, of herself, and then if people shoot the hologram, then they actually get pinged periodically, kind of like when Jackal is tracking someone. And they made it so that she also has a passive where if an enemy actually runs outside, it doesn't actually reveal what class they are at all. It just says mystery enemy or something is outside.
Yeah,
And,
it's pretty
and
cool.
that also happens when you throw your hologram out. So like it'll reveal them it will make it seem like an enemy is running out with a hologram, but it's not actually true. So I've seen like some silly plays, like people like running out as Alibi outside, standing completely still, and then people approaching thinking it's a hologram, and then she just turns and kills like multiple enemy team members.
Definitely a mind game play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like this character is really going to force people to drone more effectively and just like require you to like. I think when people learn to play around her, she won't be as good as she seems. Does that make sense? Like I know a lot of people thought Frost was really OP when she first came out, and Frost is the girl with the bear traps. And yeah, once people started like droning out, oh, there's a Frost on the other team. Like less. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It still happens where people get caught in their bear trap, but like less people get caught in it because they're more, you know, they're more thinking like, oh, look out for bear traps. So I kind of feel like the same thing is going to happen here. I totally feel like Maestro's LMG is going to get nerfed. I feel like it's way too accurate the way it shoots right now. Like it's just going to be a beastly defender like weapon essentially. But on top of that, they also showed like 4 of the seasonal skins for the game. So it's just seasonal skins are basically universal skins, which means that the skin applies to every gun in the game. And they're all like very European Renaissance painting themed, which is cool. So I really want those. And also there's some Easter eggs on the new map, such as there's a block of marble in a sculptor shop. And if you melee the block of marble enough, it turns into a mini statue of Tachanka with abs,
Oh man.
which I think is pretty fucking awesome.
I was
That
hoping
is
it would
awesome.
turn into Squidward.
That would be pretty cool, but it's Tachanka. That makes more sense. But yeah, apparently there's a ton of Easter eggs on the new map, so I'm really excited to play it. They're also going to be introducing a playlist where you literally only play on that map. So like it's for people to familiarize themselves with the map, which I think is cool. And then also, like I did talk about this before, how they're talking about bringing in a pick and ban phase to custom games, which they're still doing. But I actually didn't realize this, but they're actually going to be adding. They're adding pick and ban to Pro League as well. So it's going to be part of the. It's not just a custom league thing, a custom game thing. And I feel like once they introduce it to Pro League and they feel like it's well received, I feel like they might actually put that into ranked. So we'll see. I just feel like if you add picks and bans to ranked or like into like an actual queued mode, like there are people out there with the starter edition and then you only have like 6 operators. And if you like if you ban out like all their picks and like if you ban Ashe, you basically ban like half the hero pool for like certain players. So yeah, I don't know. Game's still fucking fun. I've been playing it a lot. I've been buying a lot of weapon skins. I used a renown booster for like I bought a 3-day renown booster, so like I was just grinding it out. Right now I have like almost 50,000 renown, I want to say, and I'm just
That's
saving.
pretty good.
Yeah, I'm saving those up to just get the seasonal skins when those come out.
Yeah, makes sense.
On another non-siege note, I dabbled a little bit into Wizard of Legend. So I got it for Steam. It is a roguelike game where basically you control a wizard.
No.
And I wasn't really paying attention too much to the story elements because it seems kind of story light. It seems like you kind of put yourself through trials against different wizards of legends. And they all have like
different elemental.
they have different elemental affinities, and then a lot of the abilities you gain have elemental affinities, and then it seems like you get like different versions of skills that kind of change how they work. For example, there's like one ability where you shoot out like multiple fireballs, but then a variation of that skill is instead you make a wall of fire that damages enemies as they pass through it. Things like that. You also pick up like amulets and shit, which kind of give you different passives and bonuses and things like that. I literally played this game for like 15 minutes, but when I played the actual game itself, there was just something about it that didn't really click with me. Like there is a dash ability that you have on space, so you can like quickly move around, but like it didn't really click for me. I can't really explain why. I just want to say it's more than just like how it felt playing it just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
I wish I could be more descriptive, but it's just like it just didn't feel good to play. Like yeah, it just didn't feel good to play. I feel like I might give it another chance. It is out on Nintendo Switch. And
I think it's out on all platforms, actually.
I think you're right. But I might get it for Nintendo Switch. I'm thinking about it. I don't know. Like on paper, this is something that I would really enjoy, like a roguelike game where with progression and even has local multiplayer. But right now, yeah, I actually refunded the game already, so I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But I just personally was not super digging it. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for this week.
Okay,
Cool.
Tony, do you want to go next?
Sure.
Hold on, let me guess. World of Warcraft,
Okay.
Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze,
Yes.
Country Freeze and
and
Overwatch.
Yes.
there's more. Ni no Kuni 2?
No.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little one too far.
Ooh.
One too far.
I guess I'll start with the fourth one then.
All right, go for it.
Paladins.
Paladins.
I wanted to try it out
Oh my god.
and see
Holy
what the hell
shit.
it was.
Oh boy.
All right.
So my personal experience, the game seemed way too easy.
Like
I
what
was
do you mean by
wrecking
easy?
the shit out of everybody on the other
that
team.
was actually my experience as well.
weird. Okay.
I don't know what
Like,
it is.
I was dominating as a healer, just destroying the team.
I want to say there's maybe an internal MMR, and since you're new to the game, it was queuing you with other new players. And the fact that it's also a free-to-play game means that a lot of people haven't. I don't know, man, but I was fucking.
It seemed just way too easy.
Who did you play as?
I played as he's the guy with the orb thing that he throws as it's almost like Zenyatta of sorts.
Imagine that.
He has this healing ball that he throws at people, and his ult is like this channeled
Beam?
like beam thing that does a shit ton of damage. Like I got a
Is it
quadruple kill with
is it
that.
kind of like
like Moira?
Moira, yeah.
It's like that except it
Only damages?
yeah, and it's quick. Like it channels its length, and then that's it.
It's just a big beam.
Oh,
it's
just
like
it's
like
like
a
one
laser.
shot.
yeah, like if you don't hold it down to channel it, it will just shoot this beam out and deal damage, I think, to maybe one target. like I think it has fall off. If you hold it, it seemed to increase like the burn damage of sorts. Like it extended its range.
So like the longer you challenge it, the more powerful it was, essentially.
Yeah, and it's weird to call it a channel really because it is very quick. But if you just click the ult button, it'll just like go zap. But if you hold it a little bit, it like extends it out, and that's how I got a triple kill or something.
Was it fun?
I can see how it could be fun, but comparatively to Overwatch, there's no point in playing Paladins.
Yeah, I had the same takeaway. When I played Paladins for a bit, I played the Reinhardt character.
Oh yeah,
The one that has
the
a
giant
flamethrower?
shield
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
Like Ronaldo or something. He was like I'm pretty sure he was like
I
Spanish or
cannot
You mean
something.
the guy
this.
in the knight suit with a shield that extends out,
And he also has a charge.
and a charge?
Yeah.
That's totally not a copy of.
Yeah, this healer guy
Oh,
was
no.
basically Zenyatta.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, there's a McCree in that game basically. There's a Reaper in that game basically. There's
almost by design.
like a Roadhog in that game too.
Yep, it's a turtle.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess one cool thing about it is they bring MOBA aspects to it. Like when you die, you have in-game. I don't know what you call it. I guess
Currency?
it's like sort of currency.
Experience?
You could buy
Yeah,
gear.
you buy items to boost yourself,
Okay.
your abilities, and
Do you like choose a loadout beforehand?
yeah,
Okay, so yeah. Okay.
it's very MOBA-esque, but it's just Overwatch.
I found it to be clunky. That personal thing. I was like, I don't know what this is, but then like apparently there's like a default loadout you could kind of do. It's like, okay, fuck it, yeah, I don't even know what this does for me, but I'll just do that.
The other thing too is that I put it on like ultra settings, and it looked like ass still. Like, you know, it's because
I
of
just
Overwatch.
imagine like you hit ultra and then literally there's just
it's
asses
just
everywhere.
asses.
Ooh.
No, but things just seem blocky.
it doesn't look polished.
No,
Didn't that game get a battle royale mode, or is it
No.
like a temporary mode?
I don't think it did.
No,
Yes.
no,
Yes,
it did.
It
Get a
did?
battle royale.
Yeah, yeah.
I definitely remember talking
Yep.
about this on the podcast. Like they
It
got
did.
a battle royale mode, but I just didn't know if it was like a limited time mode or like.
I don't know. I just tried playing the regular team deathmatch thing.
Also, speaking of Paladins, they have a mobile game. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not.
It's called Paladin Strike, and they recently actually were caught using assets from
Oh.
Overwatch.
Yeah,
in,
imagine
in
that.
an ad, and they're like,
Oh, yeah,
they
I
were like,
remember that.
oh, we're so sorry, but
This is a third party that does our
yeah,
ads
we
for us.
we outsourced this, and then that's what happened.
I'm sure that's what happened. Yep.
Well, at least they didn't like take a character asset. It was a background asset, which is still bad.
It's still
but
plagiarism.
It's like,
Oh yeah. Paladins totally has a battle royale mode called Realm Royale.
So it's still in the game.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
someone released a video called "Is Paladins Realm Royale Any Good?" First impressions, and that was May 10th. So
Okay.
I guess it's still a thing, or maybe it's in beta. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just haven't heard anything about it, so that probably is not a good sign.
Although it found a game really quickly for me, but so people are playing it.
It's free to play, so I would
Yeah.
not be too
It's-
surprised.
Another part of the MOBA thing they brought in is that you have to generate currency to buy the champions.
Yeah. Okay.
They
So
have a weekly rotation, like League or something, but you have to buy them.
Well, I have to give them some credit, I guess, because Siege is a paid-for game, and you have to unlock their operators, which is like something I kind of knock against them a little bit.
Or you could just buy the ultra super version and unlock most.
Honestly,
Right.
if I knew how much I like this game, I would have bought that complete edition when I first bought it on
Can you
on
can
sale.
you still
On
buy
sale.
I mean,
Uh,
you can, but it's $90 something, right?
When it's not on sale, it's like 120.
Okay.
When it's on
Yikes.
sale,
It's like $80?
during its most recent sale, it's actually 65,
Okay.
which was like totally worth it. I was actually telling my friends, like, if you think you will like this game, you should buy the complete edition. Like, you really should.
I'm happy with the one I got though. The
No,
deluxe.
I'm
I
not,
think.
and then I think that's fine.
16
I
operator.
mean, you guys
Yeah,
don't,
it's
you guys
standard.
don't, you guys don't really play it too often either.
Well, I really want to. I don't want to play by myself,
Yeah, that's understandable.
so I'm not playing it.
But like,
because-
I have multiple friends that I got into Siege recently that were saying that got the standard edition, and then now they're buying the year 1 and year 2 operator bundles
Yeah.
as well as the year 3 pass, and they ended up spending a
lot.
60 more dollars
Yeah.
than,
Okay.
than if they bought the $60 more too.
Past the complete
Yeah,
edition.
past
Okay.
the complete edition.
Yikes.
So
All right.
they ended up spending $80. $80, I want to say. Oh no, $70 more.
Jeez.
So they spent $90 total as opposed to 65.
Well, it shows that they like it though. That
No,
they're
yeah,
willing to
yeah,
just
yeah.
put money in. So.
Honestly, like after a loss, we're just like, oh, I love this game. So
This
like,
game.
obviously, it's affected them. So yeah.
All right. So that's Paladins.
Okay.
I just was curious to see why anyone would play it.
Do you see yourself playing it again?
No, I uninstalled it.
Okay.
But speaking of Overwatch, I played more of that.
No.
I've been playing pretty much competitive only.
What skin did you get in that free box for the anniversary? event?
Yes. I got the Cybjorn. And yeah, you're a little far away there.
Sorry.
Cybjorn.
AKA
Which
macaroni
Matt,
beard.
Yeah, Matt has said that his beard looks like macaroni and cheese.
It
in that skin.
does.
It's a cool skin.
It's
like it.
It's the same shade of yellow and orange as
Yeah.
as the the Kraft
Hold on,
macaroni box.
it is exactly that. It's
Yeah.
macaroni beard.
Macaroni Bjorn.
Mm.
So I may come across as being frustrated with competitive. I'm not frustrated with the game.
Just fuck other people.
Just like, come on. This is season 10. This game has been out. Like, for the love of, like, come on.
Are you okay? You're saying this to your teammates.
Yes.
Come on, guys.
I mean, mostly I've been not mostly, I've been 100% positive in the game, and it has worked out. Like, I've been trying to carry and get 3 or 4 golds as soldier most usually, but we don't end up winning most of the time. I think I'm like 13 and 15 right now.
I honestly almost feel like you should go online and find a like-minded group of people of a similar skill level and just like play in a group with them.
Yeah, that's been my like I said, same with R6. Like, I want to play these games, but it's not as great alone.
Because like Matt and I can't even play with you for Overwatch. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like we can't even queue together because of the disparity of skill level. Not to say that we're like that much better than you or anything. You just might be stuck in ELO hell.
I have
like,
been since
but
season 1.
But like we literally cannot even queue with you just because of how big of a difference there is.
Right, and I think I can do it. It's I need to play a lot to get that rank up.
No, but once again, I really do feel like you should just like find a Discord or something or a forum
Yeah, probably.
and just find chill people who are of a similar skill level.
Yep, because I would much rather play Zenyatta or Moira.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like when you play with a group of people that have like the same goals and stuff and aren't toxic, then you'll be able to more easily rank up. Do you know what I mean?
That's true. I know there's an R6 one too. Like, if you're a bronze league, you go to the bronze thing and they play together.
Yeah.
So I'll have to find one for Overwatch.
Yeah, just do it.
All right. The next one, like you said, Donkey Kong Country again. I finally made it out of World 4, which was utter hell. Like, it's fun, but holy shit, the underwater stuff.
How many
is-
hours in are you?
I have no idea. Yep, that's macaroni and cheese.
Is that not just a picture of a
Actually,
back
that
of
looks
a
more
box
like,
of Kraft macaroni?
That looks more like
That looks like the
the
spoon that goes into the Kraft macaroni.
What's
It's
that bread?
weird.
That
Monkey
looks-
bread?
The Jewish bread.
Oh,
The braided one.
Oh, Jewish bread. I think that's what it's
Is that
called.
really what it's called? It might have another name for it. It looks like that.
It's Torbjorn Jewish bread edition.
Well, anyway,
macaroni
Donkey Kong.
cheese bread.
Mm-hmm.
I made it to the boss in World 5. And World 5, let me tell you, if I thought World 4 was hard, World 5 was a bit rough. I died a lot, but I have max lives, so
It's a lot of lives.
did it really matter? Yeah, I have 99 lives. So every time I die, I pretty much gain another life back.
You still playing Funky?
Yeah. I don't think I could play this game at all without being in funky mode. It is just way too hard for me. Whew. Yeah. Like, I don't think this has been in any other game, but they have the cart mode, and in this one they have the flying barrel mode. or flying barrel maps. Holy shit, those are hard.
Yep.
Those are so hard. There's one in particular in World 5 that, oh my god, it took me 5-6 tries in funky mode.
Funky mode's the
You
easier
have
mode,
3
right?
hearts.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't imagine having 1 heart on that. There's just no way.
Wait, is 1 heart meaning 1 damage and you die?
Yes.
Okay. And that's a normal mode?
No, normal mode, you get 2 hearts when you're just Donkey Kong.
Okay, 2.
And the carts
You
and
get
stuff,
1.
you still get 2, I think. I think you just get 1 extra when you're Funky.
Wait,
in
do
the
you have
carts.
Jungle Freeze too?
He did just, he
Maybe.
got it. Remember?
Oh,
We were
right.
there.
That was one of the games that you got. I forgot. I only remembered God of War
It's
for
gonna be
whatever reason.
surprise.
It was
sorry.
Damn it. Both my games have been ruined.
How dare you?
Can we redact that?
Spoiler
Can
cast.
we redact
No,
that?
it's fine.
All right.
All right, let's just go into Infinity War spoilers right now.
Nope.
All right, so
Pass
Dumbledore dies.
Yep.
Yeah. Ash Ketchum kills Dumbledore.
In
After
Star Trek.
Master Chief punches him in the
He
face.
caught him. He caught him in a Pokeball, but unfortunately, Pokeball physics did not compensate for wizards. So basically,
But then it became a Horcrux.
Oh my god.
And then,
basically, Dumbledore got crushed into the size of a Pokeball.
This reminds me of the Use the Force Harry Gandalf, and it's just Patrick Stewart from Star Trek. That's the picture.
Is that like? Is that
should
like?
be our image for the week?
All
Is
right.
that the picture that was like meant to like piss off as many nerds
Yes.
as possible? Okay.
And it
Use the
does.
Force, Harry.
Gandalf. It's freaking
It's
Picard.
Patrick Stewart.
Good lord. Did you guys ever watch the original Star Trek?
I did watch
I
some
tried.
of it.
It's not good.
It's not good. The original
I'm
series.
sorry. I'm sorry, Star Trek
Which
fans.
which one's the one with Patrick Stewart?
That's Next Generation? No.
No, I looked this up last time or one time we were talking about it.
We talked about Star Trek?
we did. Because I was watching the show and we talked about it a
Oh
little bit.
Ah.
It's
I
not
want to say
Enterprise.
TNG is Patrick Stewart, and the original Star Trek is the one with what's his name? Fuck, the one who talks like there's something on the wing, something over there.
I'm going to let you struggle a bit.
Shit.
Yeah.
What's his name, Tony?
Don't say it.
Tell me his name.
Don't tell him. Come on, you can do it.
Fuck. I'm having the hardest time. Tom Cruise?
Oh, the Next Generation was Picard.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Fuck! What's his name? All I can think of is Patrick Swayze for some reason. And it's definitely not
it.
Patrick Swayze.
His first name has 3 syllables.
Benedict.
Cumberbatch? Fuck! Oh.
Come on, Peter, you can do it.
Shit! No.
You can.
I need to look it up.
Totally.
It's killing me.
His name is easy to remember.
Give me another hint.
Bill for short.
William Shatner. Fuck! Yeah. I knew that.
Yep.
I never would have guessed that
The
on my own.
Shat Man.
I
as you
never
could call him.
would have guessed that on my own. Fuck it, that was actually eroding my brain. I could actually feel like a whole like quicksand.
Priceline.
That was a good clue. Bill for short. That's good.
Oh fuck! It actually took me a moment to just like, what's short for Bill? Bob? Oh, what?
No, Bill for short. not,
short.
not short for Bill.
Bob is actually shorter than Bill.
Please kill me.
All right. Anyway,
so
the last
Tony-
game I played was World of Warcraft.
Hey-o.
I have a problem. Like, I don't want to say it's high school level problem,
But it's totally high school.
but it's like I want to play these other games, but then there's WoW, so I just play that.
Hey, I mean, Rainbow Six Siege over here for how many weeks now?
11.
Yeah, so it's fine.
I've been playing that game pretty actively since February. I want to say.
Yeah, so
And I've been playing
You're
WoW
fine.
since I pre-ordered the expansion.
yeah, you're good. You pre-ordered?
I did.
Oh, Tony.
Don't
I pre-ordered the deluxe edition.
God, how much was that? 80?
$60.
Oh, really?
It came with
Are expansions cheaper now? I always figured
Expansions
that
were 40
60.
this is the
Usually.
digital deluxe.
No, I just always figured the expansions were base 60.
I think they're 40.
No, you're
I got the
probably
deluxe.
right. I misremember.
Yeah, but this one came with like a
Dick.
no,
An
it came,
actual dildo.
came with a mount.
It's an orc dildo.
It came with a mount and a pet.
An orc dildo.
Yeah.
Is that what Hellscream was actually using when he killed that one demon lord?
Yeah, you remember playing God, what's the game where you can swing a dildo around and kill people?
Oh, Saints Row.
Saints
Yeah.
Row the
You remember
Third.
Saints Row? That's actually just an orc dildo.
Okay, got it. Channeling Grommash there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
They didn't call
Blood
him,
and thunder. Whap,
they didn't
whap,
call him
whap, whap,
Hellscream
whap.
for nothing.
Oh God. I'm trying to think of like Grom's O face. Then
No. I don't think they're capable of making O faces.
I think we have a podcast named Grom's O face.
Grom's O face.
Yeah, but the image has
That's
to
up
be
there.
use the Force, Harry.
God.
All right. Yeah, I'm leveling my Death Knight because
Death
I
Knights are
like.
cool.
I mean, my Druid's level 110. I haven't done much end game with it, but yeah, Death Knights are super. Like they feel really good to play.
I mean, with the expansion right around the corner, do you really have a urge to do
No,
endgame
I
stuff?
don't.
It feels like more people just want to get characters to 110, right?
Yeah, because like I said, they're getting rid of the whole artifact thing. So there's
so
the only
no reason to even
the
do
only
it.
point right now in the end game is to level up your artifact.
Do you think you'll be able to skin future weapons to look like your artifact weapon? Do you know what I mean?
I wonder if they'll have that as an appearance.
Do you know what I mean? Because like if they're fucking scrapping the artifact weapon, I'm assuming that people who like the look of the artifact weapon.
I think
Would-
you'll still have it.
No, yeah, but like obviously it's not going to be max level.
Right.
It's not going to be a 120 weapon. So I'm wondering whether they'll allow you to have like, oh, that artifact weapon that you were fucking wielding almost an entire expansion.
Yeah.
You can't actually have that.
That would really suck
Yeah.
because his appearances. I mean, they look badass.
Who knows what they'll make in the new expansion, though?
It's true. I'm curious.
The twig of the world tree.
Sort of stick of
Groot.
No, like it's a weapon in WoW.
Is that a weapon in WoW?
I think it is.
I don't
I have
remember.
no idea.
I have no.
There's the unstoppable force
Oh yeah,
and the unbreakable.
a movable object,
Unmovable.
something like that. I don't know.
Anywho,
I think the unstoppable force was like a sword, and then the immovable object was a shield. I want to say.
And
the
one person
the
can wield
unstoppable
both.
something. No, it was a mallet, a gray mallet, like this useless piece of shit. Item.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Oh, was that from? Oh fuck! Which you got it from a dungeon? I want to say right.
I think you found it in like Tristram or something. No, Tristfall
I
Glades, something like that.
my memory.
it's been a while.
It's
my
been a long
memories of
time.
WoW fail me.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, that's it for me for games. What about you, Matt? What have you been playing?
All right. Well, since my games have been spoiled, I'm just gonna say them both right now.
Don't look
I've
at
been
me.
playing some God of War, aka Boy, and some Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. So
playing as
Donkey
Donkey
Kong,
Kong?
I have been playing as Donkey Kong. I'm in World 2 currently, and so far it hasn't been too bad. Like I don't know.
No, the first few are not that bad.
Yeah.
But
I also you can play multiplayer, so I played some with Kelsey,
that's right, you can.
and it's kind of funny because like Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, and Cranky Kong all have an advantage. So like
Yeah.
sometimes she'll just be able to reach stuff that's not possible for me alone to reach, and it's like why is that a thing?
And you can't switch between those characters yourself.
I
No.
noticed that in World 5 too. There are certain coins and things you literally
you
have to
certain
fly,
ones.
or you have to have
Cranky.
funky because there are coins like
Well,
in spikes.
Cranky Kong can get
You
those
can do that too. Okay.
because he can pogo stick.
Okay.
Yeah. It's,
Wait, that seems a weird design decision. Like, so you can't switch between these characters if you're playing alone?
You can, but if you're playing alone, they'll just jump on your back and they'll give you their abilities. So like you break open their barrel.
Yeah, you
And
can
they
buy
hang
the
out with
barrel
you.
as
Oh,
an
okay,
item.
okay. So it's not like it's impossible for you to do it
No,
solo. Okay.
It's just kind of weird because like if we're playing together, we're separate, right?
Right.
So then all of a sudden I'll see a coin over there I can't reach it. So I'm like, hey, can you just do your thing and float up there and she can get it? So, kind of a weird
Kind
choice
of makes you
there.
feel like a useless piece of shit sometimes.
I mean,
It's also cool though. It brings more dynamic range.
yeah, no, it's still fun because like I'll beat up enemies. She'll go collect stuff I can't find.
Oh, do they have like weaknesses then?
No,
Oh.
it's just I'm typically the first one to go and run in and beat stuff up.
Okay, got it.
Because why not?
Because yeah, why not? I'm a big scary monkey. So no, it's literally in that game. It's Donkey Kong. It's a big scary monkey. And yeah, that game is fun. It's funny because like when I first started the game, the default is Funky Kong mode, which I didn't know that.
Yeah, that seems
Um,
like a very Nintendo-y thing to do is to set on the easy mode first. Didn't they also do that for Mario Kart? Like they set a lot of the easy mode shit on.
Yeah.
And
They-
auto
they set
steering.
that
Oh
stuff
yeah,
on first.
that actually makes it harder for me.
Oh yeah, because I love
Makes
using
me
mushrooms
harder.
over like grassy terrain, but if you use it when you have auto steering on, it'll just turn you back into the
Yeah.
course. And it's like, yeah, that's not what I wanted. But anyways, yeah. So it's funny because like I turned off Funky Kong because I want to try Donkey Kong, and like it says, just letting you know, this game is pretty tough. Like Funky Kong makes it easy. If you want it to be easier, this game's a bit tough. Like they put that out there.
Oh, there's one more thing with Funky Kong. If you die 3 times, it automatically unlocks the next one.
Super Funky
The
Kong?
next level.
or map or the next
Oh, what the
point
fuck?
opens.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It's
So-
just like, look, man, you're obviously struggling here, so just fucking move on, okay?
So
Does that game have like a good story or something?
it's
There's no real story.
fine, but it's not like anything impressive.
But like, I guess like
The level design, though, I have to say, is
it's
pretty awesome.
fantastic. Yeah, it's a great game.
that just feels weird to me then that they would just unlock the next level.
Well,
if you
there
die.
is a contingency to it. If you were to die in the level that you go to, skipping the current one, none of your Kong or puzzle pieces save in that one,
Okay, so there is some sort of
There is a
Okay,
penalty
okay,
to
okay.
which it
skipping
wouldn't
levels.
anyway if you were Donkey Kong. But at Funky Kong, they save.
Terrible. Anyways, so yeah, been playing that a bit. Like I said, World 2, not as far as Tony. Only played it for a couple hours, I want to say, 2 or 3. Mostly been playing God of War this week,
Nice.
which,
Oh
like
shit!
I said,
I forgot one. Mega Man 7.
oh man, was that today? Just today?
Yesterday.
Okay. Do you want to talk about that real quick?
I can.
Sure, go for it.
Mega Man. I mean, awesome platformer.
Yes.
I mean, come on. There's something about 7 though, in particular.
So wait, you got the collection, right?
I got the second one first because it had the more recent games. Although the X expansion comes out later in July.
Yeah, that's the one I would probably
That's
want.
the one I want. That's because
how
I
many
saw.
games does that come with?
X, it comes with like X1 through X,
Is it 8?
something like that, yeah. Comes with a lot of them.
Yeah, this one comes with 7 through 10. There's just something weird about how it moves. It doesn't feel good.
It's not as solid.
No,
Not
like
as
X is like
sticky.
freaking magic. Anyway, that's it.
Okay, all right.
Carry
So,
on. God of
Been
War.
playing with God of War. I don't want to give away too much because I know neither of you have played it. But as you know, God of War 3 was still in the world of Olympus.
I actually gotta say I don't remember the plot points of 3 at all.
oh, okay.
but I did
do you,
finish
Do you
it.
want a
No.
recap?
Just a really short one. Like, what's the state of the world after 3?
So essentially, as you know it, the state of the world is everything's ruined, but you've given hope to humanity. Was like the big ending of God of War 3. You gave hope to humanity by stabbing yourself and killing yourself. Except you didn't die because at the end they show where you were laying dead, you actually aren't there anymore. Woo! And in this game, you can tell that there's a scar where the sword was. But other than that, there's not really a whole lot of explanation as to what's going on. Like, you start the game off, you have your son there. Well, presumably your son, because he calls you dad and you call him boy, which Kratos is not a good dad. Like, that's the main consensus I can come to so far in this game, is that Kratos so far has not been a very good dad. I mean, the thing about the game though is it's super satisfying. Like, you only saw me playing very briefly here, and that combat wasn't too interesting. But like boss fights and like battles with larger groups of enemies and like just enemies that I'm more used to, I can parry and then attack them and stuff. Like, super satisfying. The thing with the older God of War was you had this feeling of badassery because you can take on 50 enemies at once and like you just spin around your whirly bladey things with your chains and you can kill everything. In this game, you
Excuse me,
fight
sir,
like
those are called the Blades of Chaos.
I care not. So in this game though, you have this axe, and you fight like probably at most like 5 to 6 enemies at a time, but every hit you do has a ton of impact. Like, I feel like with a lot of the older God of War games, you felt good because you can kill so many things at once, and you felt like you're just doing some really cool moves and like being a badass. But in this one, you feel badass because every swing of that axe feels like this could take off the head of a giant. Like, this just
I had like a lot of
power.
heft.
A lot of heft to it.
Yeah.
The sound design is amazing. The graphics are great, and like it's getting more interesting because I'm learning more and more how you can do combos and stuff. So like one thing you can do, you can throw your axe at one enemy, like to knock him back a bit. Then you can punch an enemy that's in front of you, call the axe back, which hits the enemy you're fighting, and then you continue the combo with the axe, and then you do like a whole bunch of special moves stuff. And it's like just super satisfying to get that kind of stuff down. And like without spoilers, the second boss of the game, not so there's like an introductory like pre-game bossy kind of a thing, but then there's like the first real boss of the game. That fight is incredible. Like I don't even understand. They put all of their eggs in this basket like right off the bat so far. I haven't fought anything like it yet. And it's like it's really weird cuz like I wasn't expecting it cuz again, I don't want to do spoilers, but it didn't seem like it was going to be a big thing. And then all of a sudden like the guy that you're fighting does one thing and it's like, "Oh, this turned into a boss battle like really quick." So, the game's really good. Really satisfying to play. Kratos is a bad dad.
I have a question. So
Go on.
my experiences with God of War, the past games, were that there were a lot of quick time events. And yeah.
So, okay. I'll do a little bit of comparison between the two then. So, other than the heft of the combat, one of the big differences is there aren't a whole lot of quick time events at all.
Oh wow.
In fact,
Interesting.
it's all just so there's a stun meter. Usually the quick time events where once you did enough damage to a thing, you push a button, you do an execution kind of a thing. This one, there's a stun meter, and depending on the moves you do, there's certain aspects of the move, one of which is called Frost, which will freeze your enemies. There's Stun, which will build up the stun meter. And then there's just damage. So when you stun your enemies enough, that's when you can do an execution move on them. And you saw one of them. And a few of them are pretty brutal. Like one he like sticks his hands into the enemy's chest, just rips them in half.
Nice.
But surprisingly, it's not as bloody as you might think. Because a lot of the enemies you face are kind of mythological beings in the
They kind of like disperse into ether.
in the Norse mythos, which at this point has mostly been Draugrs, which is kind of like a demon undead kind of a thing.
Kind of like a zombie.
Kind of, but like more
Like a fairy zombie.
Like the Draugrs from Skyrim.
yeah, like they're almost like fire demons looking,
Oh, okay.
and like when you rip them in half, they just explode in like a fiery little mess, you know. It's still brutal, but not like bloody. So if you're looking for super bloody, gory stuff, there are occasional enemies where you'll find that, but it's not super common so far.
Okay.
The thing about this game that I like a lot compared to the other games is the other games are fairly linear. You did your quests in order, couldn't do anything else. There was no exploration. This game, once you reach certain points in the game, you can just go off and do stuff in other places you're not like on the main quest line to do, which I think is a big departure from what the God of War games have been in the past.
Yeah. Yeah, they're typically mostly on rails, right? From my
Yeah.
understanding, like there sometimes would be like secret areas, but it's not like a huge area that you discover. It'd just be more like kind of like this one-off path where you'd like find a chest or some bitches to bang or some shit.
Yeah. So like this one, I reached one point and like it said, you can either go to the dock where you can continue your main story, or you can just go do stuff. Because like I gave you a map, it shows you where you can dock all the stuff. And your son, when like I just immediately went off and did other stuff, and he's like, oh great, I did kind of want to explore around this area a bit, you know. So like you get the option to just go and do stuff and like find.
Cool.
The other thing in this game is it wasn't very common in the previous games other than different weapons, but there's gear in this game, and gear that has stats. So like in this game you can have there's strength, there's defense, there's cooldowns, there's arcane, and there's like a bunch of different stats, and you can get gear with different stats on them. Obviously strength is like damage and stuff, defense is damage resistance, but like arcane, cooldown, and like all these other things are like totally new to the series from what I can remember at least. So that's a difference as
Doesn't
well.
sound familiar. Yeah.
And you can also equip different things to your son. Again, you're a bad father. You just call him boy throughout the game.
Are there other examples of how he's a bad father?
He's just very cold.
Oh, okay.
Like most of the time, like okay, this is not very spoilery, but let's say something traumatic has happened. Usually, you go and
Comfort the child.
comfort the child. You go and like say nice things. Kratos is not a soft-spoken person, nor is he a very, what's the right word?
Gentle.
Gentle. Yeah. Like he seems to struggle with it. Like it's not that he doesn't want to. I think it's that he has no idea how to. Because like at one point there is something that like he's struggling to cope with, and you're still just going like, boy, and they look past it, like, you know, just
Like just man the fuck up, basically.
yeah, and like you can and like there's a scene where you can tell he's like he wants to do it, but he's just like, I don't know how, you know. So like that's why he's bad, but he'll probably grow as a father throughout the game because that's typical story for that kind of thing. I'm trying to think of other good comparisons, but
Sounds really interesting, honestly. Like it's definitely a different take on God of War for
yes,
sure.
it's very different. Like
Yeah.
if you're expecting the hack and slash style of the first 3 games, this might actually be disappointing to you.
Yeah.
But if you just want a game with solid combat, and I think the trade-off for this one is the story is actually good.
Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. The past games, like, you know, the story was a little ham-fisted. Combat was like over the top all the time. Like Kratos was all about killing people, even if they don't need to be killed,
Oh yeah.
and also fucking anything that moves.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I mean, that's not true, but basically, I do remember the first 3 games. Each had a sex scene that, like, granted
yeah.
you experience or some shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
So-
this game definitely trades a lot of the hack and slash stuff for a good story and solid combat. And if that's the kind of thing you're looking for, this game's going to be great.
Okay.
On top of that, the exploration,
PS4
yeah,
Pro.
it looks fantastic. And so far, all the mechanics are really solid. So I don't have any complaints yet. That's for sure.
Okay. I think the tonal change seems to be good.
Yes.
Like a positive one.
I am eager to see where they're going to go with it because I've definitely, again, I don't want to give anything away to you guys, but I wasn't expecting one of the things that's already happened.
Snape kills Dumbledore.
Besides that,
Okay.
um,
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing that eventually. So that's going to be really cool.
yeah, it's a very solid game.
I'm excited.
All right.
All right, we're going to go into our next segment.
Should it be okay to take a short break again?
No, it's impossible. We're going to go straight into our next segment, which is the break.
Okay, sweet. We'll see you soon.
We'll be right back. All right, and we're back from our last and most finalist of breaks. We have our segment here, and it is the. Why am I talking like this? I don't know. But anyway, we're going to be discussing
Trying to
our
channel your Obama.
favorite video game soundtracks.
That is this week's topic.
As a topic
What
of the week.
is your favorite video game soundtrack?
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
How
boy.
about we'll just stare at the person that we want to go first?
I guess it's me.
I mean, I was staring out the door.
Well,
so-
we took the average. Yeah.
all right, fair enough.
What? Yeah.
Can you stare at yourself?
So I was thinking about this, and we talked about it a little bit. In my opinion, it's hard to narrow it down to a single game, but a single game IP series
Sure. Okay, go on.
soundtrack. I would say is Zelda. I feel for most people that kind of goes without saying.
Zelda
Zelda is
is
just
pretty good,
freaking good music.
even though you're not a big fan of the game.
Yeah, but I saw the in concert, the Symphony of the Goddess, amazing concert. I even bought the piano book for it.
What I really like about Zelda as a series for the music is how much they kind of iterate on the same pieces.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You'll hear a familiar song, but they just
Yeah, like
change
everyone
it.
knows, "Da-na-na-na-na-na-na," but I mean,
Or
they-
even like the dun, 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 you know,
Yeah.
like even like it's just
we
like
can, we can keep going.
they have done so many different variations on the same ones, and it's just like fucking brilliant each time. Like
freaking
they have
Koji
it,
Kondo, man,
They're always iconic.
Koji
Totally.
Kondo,
Koji Kondo, yeah, the man, the myth.
and then whoever did the music for Final Fantasy 13.
So, like, are those your two?
I want to say it's Nobuo Shimatsu. Fuck.
I don't remember. So,
Oh, Nobuo Uematsu. Is it Uematsu?
Hold on, I'm looking.
But Tony, you're like, so Zelda series and like Final Fantasy 13. Would you say are your favorites?
Yeah, I mean, Masashi Hamauzu
Oh.
composed Final Fantasy.
What did Nobuo Uematsu?
Nobu did.
I know he has done.
He has done
Final-
titles in the Final Fantasy
Yeah.
series, but 13 was. Yeah, Nobu did 7. He did the original Final Fantasy 6, 8, 9. Did a lot of them.
So a lot of Final Fantasy. Got it.
Oh, a lot of. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's probably the main guy.
Yeah. But 13 soundtrack was great, even if I really did not like the game at all.
Yeah, there's just something like there was this one. It was probably a Sephiroth thing, but it was like this rock, like heavy. Distortion, rock
one winged
guitar.
angel. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this, orchestra behind it is pretty cool, and just a lot of the like really dreamy sounding orchestral stuff is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those are my 2.
Great.
We were supposed to do 1, but I couldn't.
No, it's fine. It's
And there's also
hard.
Mario. There's also Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
Country.
it's really hard to narrow these things down.
Really hard.
Yeah.
You can see though the trend here is that most of those are Nintendo titles.
Nintendo in terms of music kills it, man. They're always really solid with their soundtracks.
Mm-hmm.
At least on their first party IP.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Nintendo as a whole, in terms of their mainline games, they really land on the aesthetic, like the overall package.
Yes.
You know, sometimes like the game mechanics themselves won't always be the greatest, but I always feel like the look and feel and sound of a game they always like fucking nail.
Yes.
Well,
very
see,
much so.
The true testament to the composer is their ability to enhance what
An
you see on the
experience.
screen,
Yeah. And
not
to
just like have a song playing.
and to continue that, my
Do it.
soundtrack that I like the most is Wind Waker. So
Mhm.
Legend of
Yeah.
Zelda Wind Waker. And it's very much what you just said there. You take the experience you're currently doing in game, you add that music, and it elevates the experience. Because like when you're out on the ocean, whether
I
you're
love that theme so much.
the ocean theme, fantastic. My favorite theme of all time is from Wind Waker, which is the Dragon Roost Island.
Oh hell yeah!
And God, that one, it's been redone a couple times, but it's still just like solid every time you
Is
hear
that
it.
the?
It's the mandolins. No, it's not that one.
That's a different one.
Hold on, I'll pull it up real quick. But while we're on it, like everything about that game, like every little island had its own little tune to it,
Yes.
and like it conveyed different feelings every time you went to different islands.
Wasn't a big theme of that game like being a composer, basically? Like
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so the Wind Waker itself is actually just a composer's baton, essentially. Conductor's baton, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I meant composer means you make the music, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Conductor is you're conducting the orchestra.
All right.
Or the band.
Let me I have it up here. That is a different song. But let me
Oh yes. Yeah.
and to avoid copyright, we're gonna stop that there.
To be completely honest, like I hate that kind of wind flute instrument,
Pan flute.
pan flute instrument. But like I think for that it totally fits, and like I like it a lot. But
Yeah.
typically pan flute, I hate pan flute.
But like every version of that song that I've heard, like the live version, every version of that song that I've heard has been fantastic. And again, with that game in particular, every bit of music enhances what you're doing. Combat, really, the music for combat's memorable.
Yep.
Each of the bosses have different themes, and they all sound very unique. Every place you went to was different, and the music was different along with it. So, like,
Ganon was always amazing too.
yeah. Like- So just that game just had a fantastic soundtrack, and if you'd played pretty much any song from that game, I'll be able to tell you where it's from.
Yeah, definitely.
Great stuff.
Yeah, like I personally thought one of my favorite game trailers. This isn't Wind Waker per se, but was Breath of the Wild's like
The tracks?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like the trailer where it was like the reveal trailer. like that fucking like tremendous like orchestral, just
I have that on CD.
insanely like over the top, but like crazy. It just like it hits you with so many emotions. Like I like literally teared up watching that trailer. It was so
Oh,
good,
yeah.
and like you were saying, like it totally enhanced what I was seeing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have felt the same way about the trailer if it weren't for the music. So like I
Of course.
totally relate to that. It only makes me feel bad, or like I guess in the end I kind of wish Breath of the Wild had more music in it. I know they're trying to go for like sparse and
Well, like for me, Breath of the Wild's music, like it's meant to sound. You're meant to sound like you're in a big world. So they went very subtle with
Yeah.
their music.
they totally went minimalist and it was effective.
Yeah,
But
like, the
when I
soundtrack's really good if you listen.
when I
to
listen
them.
to like the
Yeah.
past Zelda games, like
Everything's
the
more.
music is definitely more memorable in those older games.
Well, because those are themed titles. The Breath of the Wild is just kind of
No, I would say Breath of the Wild is themed as well, but it's
Strictly.
themed to be an open world, like Matt was saying, where
Yeah.
like they really want you to make you feel like you're a tiny person in this humongous, vast space.
yeah.
And the music
makes
totally
sense,
did that.
And but there are some things in Breath of the Wild soundtrack, like even in the context of the game, listening to it is very impactful. And I think especially Guardian fighting, like
Yeah,
the
that music's
heavy piano and the bass that they use with it, very very impactful on that.
just
fights and stuff.
recently when it like gets lightning and stormy. There's music to that too.
Yeah, well, there's music for everything in
Yeah.
that game.
I think the most memorable music for me was when you first went to Ganon's castle. That soundtrack was pretty fucking insane.
Yeah, I think a lot of
I
people
wouldn't
really
know.
like when you get on a horse, how it still has the same sound as when you're walking around, but a little more like trotty sounding.
Yeah, totally,
You know?
Yeah,
totally.
that's
It
cool.
yeah,
So like Breath of the Wild has a very strong soundtrack, but it's more subtle.
yeah, for sure. I totally agree with that. But in terms of my actual personal favorites, I had to say Pokemon, the original Pokemon, and also Kingdom Hearts 1.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very solid.
Pokemon, like I think that speaks for itself. Like it's one of my first games I ever played. I'm not sure if that's why it's so memorable to me, but like like riding a bike, like everyone remembers the bike music. Everyone remembers what it sounds like to go into a Pokemon Center.
Oh yeah.
Everyone knows what it's like to be like out on like Route 13 or whatever shit.
Yep.
Like that's all super memorable music and like dun 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 dun. Yeah, like that's
Yeah,
like
it's super iconic.
yeah, it's and like they were working. Oh, sorry, they were working with like the. I totally kicked your table.
A little bit.
They were totally working with the the speaker system of a Game Boy. So
Yeah.
it's like they
That
were
one little like it's like a CPU speaker.
Yeah.
basically,
yeah, they were working with what they got, and like I feel like they did a fantastic job
or a motherboard.
making
speaker.
like music for that game.
Yeah.
And
since they've been iterating on it, it's sound like they've expanded the sound of that, but like when you hear it on that original style and that original soundtrack, still just
Yeah,
it has a different feeling.
it evokes a feeling of nostalgia that's like hard to like replicate for sure.
Mm-hmm.
God, I've not
And
had
then
that
for
in my
Kingdom
head.
Hearts, like that's more like I think for me that's more kind of like what you feel about Kingdom or for like Zelda. It has like a lot of songs that really evoke emotions in me, things that like really enhance what I'm saying. Like I still know like the track to Traverse Town and like
Oh yeah.
So good.
even like Utada Hikaru's songs, like Simple and Clean, like not even just that song, but like there's like the sweeping orchestral version of that song that they
Yes.
use, which is like so fucking memorable. And then like the loading screen, like
Yep.
before you actually start
Yeah,
the game,
Dearly
like it's just
Beloved.
that super simple, just piano tune,
Yeah. Well, that game too is a combination of Square Enix and Disney,
Yeah.
both of which have very strong musical talent in them. So combine those two, and you just get a very solid
Yeah.
soundtrack.
Like it was funny because they have a mixture of like the orchestral style music and also kind of like the poppy music, So like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just thought
I
it was
like that. That was more like an anime thing.
yeah,
to do.
it totally was. And that game is totally an anime game. So
Yeah.
like
God, yeah.
yeah, but like fuck, that game was so good. It makes me want to play it again, but like I'm like tearing up just thinking about the music and the ending of that game, but fuck, that was definitely easily my top 2 picks. So,
Yeah, very very solid choices all around, I'd say.
yeah.
Actually, I think Nier Automata is coming into picture here too.
Did you finish that game yet?
No.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, man.
maybe you should.
Yeah.
All right.
That game's fucking good too.
All right, and on to our last segment. Has anyone delved into the salt mines this week?
You know,
Open it up.
for the first time, I'm going to say that I didn't delve into the salt mines.
Nice.
It's a combination of things, but mostly traffic was not really too much of an issue this week, which that's where a lot of my salt comes from in real life. And games I just played 2 and they've been solid, so nothing for me this week.
All right.
I can complain about Overwatch all day.
Yeah, go for it. Open the salt mines, Tony. Just let it pour out.
I don't. Is it just bronze or is it everywhere? I don't get it.
It's everywhere.
No, I heard High Plat also has like this
I have that
humongous
problem.
amount of toxicity in it too, because
Like-
there are a ton of people trying to hit diamond, and like it's
High
like
plat, low diamond always has that issue.
But it's not just the toxicity. It's like the choices people make are
Oh, yeah, that's
so bad.
oh no, in a way, High Plat, low diamond is almost even worse because there's a certain amount of expectation. Like, dude, you're fucking like diamond-ish. Like, why are you playing like such utter shit? You know what I mean?
And that's
Yeah.
where the toxicity kicks in, especially at those levels. But yeah, no, it's I feel you there. I've seen people just run in as like Tracer against all 5 of them at once and then just die immediately, and you're just like, but why though?
Yeah.
But why?
But where? Yeah. It's. I don't know. I know I'm in bronze, but it's. You don't have to play like that. There's
Nope.
no reason to do that.
Absolutely.
Or the one thing too is like levers is such a huge problem in bronze.
So that's more of a bronze issue for sure.
I know I've been.
Is it because they feel like they have nothing
Oh,
to lose
well.
by being in bronze?
Maybe, could be.
Well, so the thing with climbing in this game, it's so hard because, okay, even in bronze, like if you win a match, you can get sometimes 30 SR, but also sometimes you get like 10, 15, depending on how much further up you are. Or like in diamond or something, you get like 3 or 5 for winning. And if you lose,
I would say you get like 15 to 20.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just think you shouldn't get penalized that hard for losing.
Well,
How do they expect anybody to ever? I know it makes sense because that means you're just not good enough to be up in that higher tier.
Also, I mean, if you get penalized less than you
Always
then you
progress.
gain,
It's
you'll
true.
always like go up.
I guess that's kind of how they did it in the first season. Why like everybody and their mom was gold. But
my rank has actually only improved since season 1. I am not sure why.
well, season 1 for me, I was 2300, and then every season after that, I've been bronze. So the whole 9 seasons in a row. I get very close. Yeah, I don't know. I get frustrated over how huge the penalty is. Like you go up 15, you lose 35. Just like what the fuck? How many games do I have to play to get anywhere?
Plenty.
Oh, I know. And it would be a more pleasurable experience if people would just not do what they do.
I mean,
I try to be as positive
be
as possible.
to be fair to everyone else in the world, you kind of rage a lot too.
Not for some reason, not really while I'm playing competitive Overwatch.
It's only after.
I rage after when we lose because there was no reason we should have lost.
That's fair. Well,
But
okay, so the other thing I've heard, which I don't know if this will help you, but if you play characters that are very much underused in the game and you do well with them, you'll raise up faster.
I heard they got rid of that.
Damn it.
Yeah.
oh, so I don't have to play
So you
McCree.
just play Torb or something stupid, like on attack.
Or like
and then you
Symmetra or
win.
some shit.
People are playing attack Torb on
Yeah, I heard-
maps where it does not work.
I heard they got rid of that specifically to stop people from queuing into like roles where like it doesn't make sense.
Like what's the one?
But it didn't stop people from queuing into roles that don't make sense.
The one that starts with an M. The
Melisandre, Moira,
no the map, the
Montag,
Japanese one.
Montaigne.
Montaigne is
What-
not.
Montaigne.
Oh, Hanamura.
Yeah, Hanamura starts with an H.
Wow, Tony.
If you take the H, you break the middle part and split it upward.
And there you go.
And then
you
it
have
becomes
M.
an A.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Hanamura. Torbjorn on attack for the first point. I don't know about that one.
I can only see that working if you have both a May and a Reinhardt to like help him set up a turret, and then after that,
Yeah, maybe.
I almost
Red.
feel like at that point
at
you
that,
might as well just have literally any other composition.
yes.
Yep.
All right. Well, that sounds fun.
All right.
Yeah, I just
You
getting
guys
salty.
got any other salt there, Tony?
It's pretty much Overwatch for me.
All right.
I want to climb.
Peter, I have a feeling I know what one of your salt points is going to be.
Well, I mean, like it's not too bad, but it's literally just people not playing tactically in R6 Siege, playing it as any other shooter, you know. But it's actually gotten better, and I've gotten worse. I'm actually more salty about the fact that I seem to be underperforming on characters I usually play typically pretty well. So I'm more mad at myself lately, but also like it's not too bad. Other than that, I almost died on the drive over here because people were driving like fucking psychopaths. Constantly cutting me off and then braking. Like, come on, dude. And yeah, it was great. And yeah, that's pretty much it for salt.
well, okay, not a very salty week.
Yeah, it's not.
It's all right.
I just had a lot to say about Overwatch.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Overwatch. Well,
It's just
fine.
boring.
well, thank you so much for dropping by for another episode of the Control Salt Delete podcast. It's gonna be enough salt for us today. When we will see you guys next week.
Visit our website.
Yeah, csdcast.com.
Email us.
So, do the things on our site. Do the stuffs. Email us. Comments. Subscribe. Follow us. Whatever.
Smash that motherfucking like.
Hell yeah.
Smash that like button.
All right,
Smash that
cut me
subscribe
off in the
button.
middle. Smash that motherfucking like button.